If you feel like your arms are too skinny and you want to build some more muscle, but at the same time, your belly is kind of starting to pop out more and starting to look a bit more fluffy around the waist, then you're probably wondering whether you should bulk or cut. What should you do? Should you gain muscle, lose fat? Can you do both at the same time? If all these questions are popping up in your head, you're probably dealing with what we call skinny fat. You're lacking muscle mass around the extremities, like the arms and legs, for example. You think they're too skinny, but at the same time, you're not really seeing your abs. Maybe you even have a bit of a beer belly or gamer belly, as we call it. Well, as you can see, I grew up all my life being one of the skinniest kids in my class. And then once I started following a lot of videos on the internet and taking their advice of the gurus online and started bulking, I gained a bit of muscle, but it mainly just grew my belly as well. What ended up happening was I wanted to get bigger, I wanted to build muscle, but at the same time, I was looking down at my belly while I was sitting, looking at how my belly was rolling up, and I was just left frustrated and confused. You see, when I was in high school, I thought I was doing everything I could to gain muscle, but I was just not making a lot of progress. And while I didn't have the godly genetics that some other people might have, I also wasn't in the right circumstances to actually change my physique. I was eating at home, whatever my mom would cook. Didn't have my own money to buy the things I wanted. At the time, I didn't even have access also to the right information. And I didn't have access to a gym. I was just doing push-ups at home, and I had some very light dumbbells to work with. By the time I turned 18, I had managed to build a little bit of muscle at home, especially that last 2 years, let's say from 16 to 18, but I was training for a triathlon at the time. So I was doing lots and lots of hours every week of cycling, running, swimming, and I was still incredibly light and skinny, which was a good thing for triathlon. I was very fast at the 5K. My best race time was 17.5 minutes with like a year of training. But the reality was that every day that I looked myself in the mirror, I just didn't like what I see. Eventually, when I started university and I moved to the Netherlands to study, I finally had access to a gym. I was finally in control of what I could eat. I was working a part-time job, so I had my own money. And this was the time when I decided I was gonna quit triathlon and I was gonna fully focus on the gym. I started following a lot of advice I found online. I started bulking, you know, how they tell you to eat 3,000, 3,500 calories plus to start building muscle if you're a hard gainer. I was only doing gym. I stopped doing cardio. And as any other 18, 19-year-old student would do, I also started drinking more alcohol. And while I did put on about 30, 40 pounds of muscle, with it came also a lot of belly fat. I wasn't yet at the point where I wanted when it came to my arms and my legs. I still considered them skinny. But every time I looked in the mirror and I was bulking, I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I would look at my belly and I would just get so frustrated that I would want to start to cut down. And of course, as I started cutting down, I would see myself in the mirror and I thought I looked even skinnier. So I would start bulking up again. And I was just trapped in a continuous cycle of thinking I look skinny, then bulking, then thinking I looked fat, and then cutting. I was stuck in this for years. And one of the main reasons was being in a too aggressive calorie surplus, and then after in a too aggressive calorie deficit. And that's because most of these calorie advices they give online were just complete bullshit. If you want to know exactly how many calories you should be eating to build muscle without getting too much fat, you can use the AI macro calculator I left in the description. And the reason this works better is because it can personalize a lot more, and I've tweaked it so that it never gives you too big of a surplus or a deficit. It is always advised to start with about a 200 to 250 calorie surplus if you want to gain, or 250 calories deficit if you want to start losing. But the truth is, you could even eat maintenance calories and start building muscle, and some days you're gonna be in a deficit and you're gonna lose fat. If you still eat high protein and you train hard in the gym, you genuinely try to push yourself and do more work every time you apply, as we call, progressive overload, and you take enough time to recover and sleep well, you are going to build muscle whether you're in a calorie surplus, in a maintenance phase, or in a calorie deficit. But the thing is, if you're in a big calorie deficit, you're not gonna make much progress in the gym anyway, and that's not gonna help you build muscle. If you're eating at maintenance calories and you're recovering well, yes, you will have enough energy to build muscle because it's all about pushing yourself in the gym that's going to create that stimulus for muscle growth. And when it comes to diet, again, eating enough protein is going to be important for your muscle protein synthesis. But your body needs a stimulus to grow, which is the training. And you could eat in a calorie surplus all you want, 200, 500 calories above maintenance. If you train the same, you're going to stay the same and you're just going to pile on fat. And that is the second biggest mistake I made, is not training hard enough. I would go in there often after a long day of uni and studying. I would leave it too late. I would be tired, and 40 minutes in, I would just want to leave. I would very often skip abs, arms, legs. I would skip a lot of things simply because I didn't have the energy left, or I would just care about following the program that I set out to do without really pushing every time for more growth. What also happened was my ego was too big and thought, oh, I'm watching YouTube videos, so surely I'm doing the exercise correctly. Well, come to find out, a lot of them I wasn't. If you're not using proper form during your exercises, you cannot complain about having bad chest genetics if your technique is shit. If you really care only about building muscle, start in a 250 calorie surplus. If you want to build muscle and lose fat, start at maintenance. And if you strictly want to lose fat, you don't want to build muscle, then just start in a deficit. You want to make sure you train hard in the gym, push yourself every time, apply the principle of progressive overload, and make sure your technique is on point. What also happened was I built up a chronic shoulder injury from bench pressing like shit, and no one could really figure it out. And my solution was just to avoid bench pressing, especially incline, avoid a lot of shoulder work. And for years, my upper chest and my shoulders were underdeveloped because of that reason. Now, as I mentioned earlier, like any other student, I started drinking a lot more, but oftentimes I would already be in a calorie surplus for the day. And so adding those extra calories from alcohol on top really just made it a lot worse. And the thing about alcohol is it's empty calories. The only effect it's going to have on your body is it's going to make you fat. And some studies are starting to show that actually alcohol can influence fat deposition on your body, such that even if you're not in a big calorie surplus, you will still gain some more belly fat simply because of how alcohol is broken down in your body. You see, your body regards alcohol as a poison. As soon as it enters your system, your body's number one priority is to clear the alcohol out. So things like fat loss, they stop. Things like muscle building, which is the last thing your body wants to do, stops. So unless you're African or you have some crazy genetics, then it will be best to really limit your alcohol intake, or at least consider it and track it when tracking your food. Now, what really also allowed me to go from this to this, believe it or not, is more cardio. And you might think, how is that possible if I look more muscular here? Well, number one, you can still build muscle while doing cardio. So you don't need to avoid it like the plague, like all of these other bodybuilders do. But the other factor is that I got leaner. And what happens is when you get leaner, your muscles start to become more visible, more defined. And you could have the exact same amount of muscle mass, but lower body fat and look twice as big, especially in good lighting. Even if you only care about building muscle, you should still include cardio in your routine, not just for overall health and cardiovascular benefits that strength training just cannot give you no matter what anyone says, but simply because it will help you stay lean and avoid gaining fat while building muscle at the same time. So one of the main secrets to building muscle while losing fat, still doing cardio, especially something like kickboxing. My shoulders actually grew from kickboxing. And you might say, oh, how is that possible? It's not weight training. That's because a lot of these trainers out there, they think it's only lifting weights that helps you build muscle. Well, guess what? You might not be holding any weights when you punch forward, but you're still working against gravity. And if you do this 1,000 times, it will break down the muscle tissue. And if you recover and eat well and sleep well, you're gonna build muscle. This is just something that the conventional personal trainers don't like to admit. Ideally, you should do strength training 3 to 4 times. 3 times full body is great. You can get some amazing results with that. If you like splitting it up in upper lower, that's also fine. Might be a little more efficient for you if you only care about muscle growth, but you should still do cardio 2 times a week. And if you do some other splits like push-pull legs, then there's not really any much more room for cardio left. You can get the exact same hypertrophy results with push-pull legs and full body workouts. You just have to be willing to train hard. Finally, when it comes to daily steps, you want to stay at least 7,000, not just for your long-term health, but also for improved recovery day to day and better workout performance. And it's also going to help you stay lean. If you're just sitting around all day, then it's going to be way too easy to make the calorie surplus a bit too big, and you're just going to gain more fat than you need. Finally, something I did to go from this to this that I wasn't doing before is quit alcohol. Make a bet with yourself. 3 months, 6 months, 1 month, I don't care. Make a bet with yourself to completely stop drinking that shit for at least 1 month. Even if you drink just once a week, if you quit, you're gonna sleep better, which means more human growth hormone, more recovery, more testosterone, more energy, and more muscle. Alcohol is really one of the biggest no-nos, especially paired with a calorie surplus if you're trying to build muscle and lose fat at the same time. Then of course, when it comes to lifestyle, at least 7 hours of sleep. You'd really be surprised at how much of a difference sleep can make. They actually did a study where 2 groups were following the same calorie deficit, calories were equated, same diet, but one group was sleeping like 5 hours and one group was sleeping 8 hours. And the group that was sleeping 5 hours a day did not only lose less weight than the group that was sleeping 8 hours, more of that weight that they lost was lean mass. So not only you lose less fat, you also lose muscle. So at the top, we really have sleep. Then when it comes to supplements, creatine, just take 5 grams a day. For most people, that's fine. If you're a bigger guy, you can take a bit more than that. And for the rest, maybe some magnesium. Make sure it's a complex that's got some taurate, malate, and bisglycinate, and some fish oil. But that's it. Also vitamin D if you're a bit darker like me and you're in a cold-ass country like the Netherlands. At the end of the day, we don't want to overcomplicate things. Building muscle takes time. Biologically, you can really only gain about 2 pounds, like a kilo per month of real muscle tissue, not just water weight. And it comes down to staying consistent with the training and training hard, really pushing yourself. I want to stress that for a longer period of time. If you train the same, you'll stay the same. If you want to find out exactly how many calories you should eat to get to your goals and what split to follow, you can use the free AI calculator I left in the description. And if you need help with your training program, your diet, monitoring your progress and your habits every single week to make sure you're making the fastest progress possible, just book in a call with me and we can build a plan for you together.